Have you ever watched a movie and partway through it was very clear the film wasn't made for you? Well, that was my experience with this week's film. Let's talk about a Minecraft movie. So before we begin, I should state outright that I am no Minecraft expert. The game came out in 2011, I was in college, and I missed the train on it entirely. Back then I was really into stuff like Fallout 3, GTA 4, so Minecraft wasn't even really the type of game that I was into playing, but to be honest, I still don't really play those kinds of games. I just appreciate what they do from a distance. I've seen people make some amazing things in there, like working computers that you could play Doom on. It's pretty awesome. And I'm unsure when this turned into this big mega franchise that kids love, but once that happened, I honestly wasn't surprised to see them announce a movie, so that's what happens, right? So our film here kicks off with Steve. He's a schlubby looking Jack Black who for some reason is obsessed with going into a mine in his hometown. And once he finally goes in there, he finds a Tesseract from the MCU and he uses it to transport himself to Minecraft world, where basically he gets trapped. And after this very fast and honestly choppy intro that throws a bunch of video game visuals at us, we are kicked back into the real world for about 20 minutes of setup. That's the part where the kids get bored, before the rest of the cast joins Steve in Minecraft world, and that's where the rest of the movie takes place. So as far as our cast goes, our main character is Henry. He's a boy who moves to Idaho with his sister after their mom passes, and in record time, Henry goes to school, he gets picked on, and he blows up a statue with a failed invention. He was trying to impress his classmates. It didn't go very well. His sister Natalie is his legal guardian, but she looks like she's about 15, so I'm not really clear on how that one works. But anyway, she works at a chip factory as a social media person. Then we got Jason Momoa. He's this ex-video game champion named Garbage Man who dresses like Macho Man Randy Savage. He owns a video game store that sells retro games and listens to 80s rock music while driving around his muscle car. I determined early on that his character is kind of supposed to be the one for people like me to latch onto. Not for his personality, but just the fact that he's a walking pop culture reference for the 80s. If you don't know Minecraft, you'll probably recognize the movie posters and games in Garbage Man's store. It kind of reminded me of Tron a little bit. Lastly, we have Dawn, a real estate agent. She wants to own a petting zoo, I guess. To be honest, out of everyone in the movie, she gets the least amount of development, so she's a little forgettable. But all in all, it's not a bad cast. They seem to have good chemistry as they run around an entirely CGI world, whacking zombies with pixelated shovels. I think my problem is they get next to zero character development. Garbage Man is selfish, and he has to learn to not be selfish. Henry wants to invent things, but he doubts himself, and then learns inventing things is a special skill, which he kind of already knew in the beginning of the movie. Natalie's just sort of there. I guess she learns that her little brother needs to be able to spread his wings without her kind of, clipping him. And Dawn learns that Minecraft dogs like her or something. I don't know. Honestly, her character could have not been in the movie, and literally no one would have noticed. And then there's Steve, of course. I don't really know what Steve learned. Maybe that there's adventure to be had in the real world too. I'm not really sure. Look, the plot is very standard. Black and white, if you will. The bad guys are bad guys, and they have next to no nuance whatsoever. And this is a kid's movie, so I guess I really shouldn't be expecting complex characters or deep storytelling. I think I've been spoiled by stuff like Spider-Verse, which has intricately developed characters and well-woven together stories, even though it's a kid's movie, but I digress. I mentioned earlier, most of the movie takes place in Minecraft world, which makes a lot of sense. That's what the kids are here for. So it's a little confusing that we keep cutting away from that to show Jennifer Coolidge going on a date with a villager who wanders into the real world. This has no bearing on the plot, and much like Dawn, is really only the movie for the sake of a gag that I honestly didn't think was very funny, even if it leads to a fun vocal cameo during the end credits that I doubt any kids in the audience understood or appreciated. Minecraft's really all about the gags though. There are so many bits that I wonder if they came up with them before they had a story written, and I might have enjoyed it more if I had some context. I think there's something to be said for comedy that doesn't require context to be funny, but I went to a Minecraft movie. I didn't expect it to cater to me, and to its credit, it absolutely did not. I watched this as basically a noob to the franchise. I don't know the memes, and probably 99% of the references that weren't related to 80s pop culture went completely over my head. I think your enjoyment of this one's really gonna depend heavily on your Minecraft fan status and how much the kids in your life like the game. If you're like me and you have no connection to Minecraft, your eyes might glaze over when the film highlights things like a baby zombie riding a chicken, which is apparently a big deal in the game, but to someone like me, it's just a silly kids movie thing. And I've seen far worse attempts to adapt a kids property into a movie, but I've also seen better. Minecraft is no Barbie, but that's okay. Sometimes a movie just needs to be fun for the audience it was made for, and at the end of the day, Minecraft's a kids movie made for mega fans to celebrate the franchise. If I was a big fan of this, I would want a property I enjoyed to be treated exactly the same way. Just maybe with a little more going on in the story department.
This is Minecraft.
But that's just my opinion. Did you see Minecraft? If you did, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time.